Welcome back to my 5th grade artist and every other artist that's joining me for this video. It's me, Mrs. P, Mrs. Pendleton, your art teacher, welcoming you back. Hopefully you are well, your families are well, and you are still taking care of each other the best way you can. Thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for all the likes and subscribes and views. Thank you for continuing to send me images of your work and keeping in touch in the ways that we're doing now. It means so much to me. I really appreciate it. Guys, we're going to continue with the lesson that we started 2 weeks ago because for me and for many of us, last week was our spring break. So we're going to pick up where we left off with our upper body self-portraits. If you guys recall, we started sketching the last time we were together, our upper body self-portrait, and we focused on emphasizing an expression, a facial expression that would let viewers know how you're feeling or something that reflects how you're feeling, what you're thinking at the time. It could have been joy, it could have been frustration even, it could have been sadness even, it could have been excitement, anything that you want to. And we talked about how specific parts of our bodies, parts of our face, really dictate what our expression looks like, especially in our eyes and our eyebrows, our noses, how our nose changes, how our smile or our lips change, when our faces are reflective of how we're feeling when we're making an expression. So we're going to take it from there. Go get your sketch or your drawing that you started last week, and let's get started. Hope you're ready. All right, artists, let's pick up where we left off. First, we're going to go over the vocabulary. We already talked about how we're working on a self-portrait, and what we're trying to do is explore a little bit of realism. That does not mean that your drawing has to be absolutely photorealistic. We're not looking for it to look like a photograph. Mine doesn't either. But what we're trying to do is avoid drawing in a cartoon-like fashion. That means simplifying our features to simple geometric shapes like circles or rectangles, making like cartoon-like eyes like circles or triangle noses and things like that. We're really trying to think about the organic or freeform shapes that our eyes and nose and lips are, our facial features. And so therefore, we're trying to go for some realism. We're also trying to think about expression, how these parts of our faces change when we feel different feelings, okay? That's the expression, what our faces do when we feel excitement or anger or frustration or joy or sadness or wonder or surprise. Our eyes and our eyebrows are especially expressive when we're displaying different emotions. And so we talked about that last week as well, or 2 weeks ago as well. And then emphasis, we're thinking about something that we really like about ourselves, whether it's our hair, our smile, our eyes, certain features that we really enjoy. We're going to spend a little more time emphasizing that. So that means we were just spending a little more time drawing, maybe adding some more details and being extra careful about how we drew those things to emphasize them. We also talked about size and proportion and how they relate. You want to make sure that your eyes are in proportion with the rest of your face. That means when we talk about proportion, we're talking about how large or small things are compared to other things. So if we drew a larger head, we want to make sure our facial features are in proportion. We wouldn't want to draw them too small, like in the middle of our head, and we wouldn't want to draw them too large, like close to the sides of our head. That's where proportion comes in. So we want to be mindful about size. We want to go over the standard again, VA5 CR1. Engaging in the creative process to generate and visualize ideas by using subject matter and symbols to communicate meaning. We're especially talking about that when we're talking about exploring expression in our self-portraits and what those things symbolize or reflect of us. Okay? So here is the self-portrait that I started 2 weeks ago. Now remember, we were just sketching. We talked about light sketching if you have a pencil. I used my pencil last time because I had to make a lot of changes as I went along. Light sketching is quick, light lines that you can easily draw over as you work. So I had my regular pencil and I had my eraser. If you don't have an eraser with you, don't even worry about it. Just simply draw over things, okay? So I finished this sketch last week, and what I'm going to do today is maybe add a few more details. I was wearing a hoodie last time, so I'm going to add my hoodie strings. Coming out of there, a little knot there. And remember how I talked about emphasizing a part of you that you really enjoy or really like or really appreciate? I really love my hair, so I spent a good amount of time sketching my hair last time. So I'm going to finish that up. And what I'm going to do is, being as though I have an eraser, go back and try to erase some of the extra sketch lines that I have lying around that are overlapping each other or intersecting each other. Maybe erase a few sketch lines here and there. And clean that up a bit. I think I'll go back and maybe add a few more details. Eyelash is very small, quick. Very small, very quick lines. Maybe smooth out my eyebrows a bit. At this phase, we're thinking about just cleaning up the sketch. Maybe making some lines a little darker. If you have an eraser, maybe erasing some of your sketch lines. And going back over the lines that you kept and making them a little darker so you can see the drawing a little better. So I'm still using sketch lines, but I'm pressing a little harder with the pencil. See how it's coming up a little darker now? Only because I'm pressing harder. I feel safe to press hard now because I've already decided what I wanted. Want certain shapes, such as my earrings, the shape of my earrings, and the shapes of my facial features. I've decided this is what I want them to look like. So I'm going to go back and just sketch over them a little darker so that you can see my choices a little clearer. Still kind of sketching, again, short, quick lines, but just a little darker. Just sketching over the lines for my locks. Maybe even adding some more as I go along. It's up to you. Add a bottom of lock there. I see his little hoodie line back there from when I drew the hoodie, so I'm going to try to erase that. So my locks are in front of it. It's overlapping the hoodie. So remember, anything that's overlapping or in front of something else that you drew before, try to erase those sketch lines of the object that was drawn behind it. See, you can still see some shoulder sketch lines there. I'm gonna erase that. Why? Because my locks are overlapping my shoulder. So I want them to be in front. Like I said, I wanted to shade a little bit. I'm smiling. I didn't really have the space to do detailed teeth, so I think I just kind of avoided that for this time. But when I'm using a larger canvas, that means anything that you're drawing on, whether it's paper, wood, a plate, I have a little more space. So for right now, I just decided to shade in because I'm dealing with a much smaller space. Put a box around my name. And for this drawing, for this project, being as though we're focusing on the drawing and the sketch, color is not required. However, if you want to add color, you're more than welcome to. Hopefully you have some skin tones, some neutral tones. Those are things that are reflective of our hair, our skin tones, eye color, things like that. If you have them, use them. If you don't, feel free to use a pencil to add some tone or add some value. How light or how dark I'm going to let this tone of gray that's in my pencil show up in my artwork. When I press hard, I'm shading in. When I press hard, the shading is a little darker. When I press lighter, the shading or the value is lighter. So I think just for this project, I'm going to shade in parts of my locks. I'm going to darken some of the lines to show the separation of the locks too. The ones that are farther back, make them a little darker because they're in the shadow. And maybe the ones that are closer to my face. So this is my finished, realistic self-portrait with a specific expression. Remember, I decided that my expression was going to be joy. So I decided to emphasize my eyes and my eyebrows and how I look when I smile, okay? They kind of squeeze up the creases in my face that are created when I smile large, okay? So whatever expression you guys are ready to emphasize, get to work. I cannot wait to see your work. And another thing is, I know that I said that you don't have to shade or add any tone value, but I decided as an artist, I just wanted to add some value to my hair, to my hoodie, and even a little bit of light value to my face, just to represent my facial features and my skin tones, okay? So you feel free to do that. That is not part of your grade, but if you would like to explore value and tone and shading with a pencil, I highly recommend it, okay? So once again, you guys, thank you for sending me your work. I look forward to seeing your finished pieces. Don't forget to send them to me, message them to me. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your views, your comments, and your likes. And thank you for sharing them. To my 5th grade artists, please don't forget to keep in touch through teams and through every other artist that's sending me their work. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to curate some shout out videos to all of my artists that are sharing their work with me. Okay, guys? So I can't wait to see you again next time. I miss you and I love you. I hope you all are well and staying as healthy as possible. Same rules in our art room. Please be nice to each other and be nice to the people around you. Practice self-control. Control your minds, mouths, and bodies, and do everything you can to help take care of each other, okay? Know that I love you. I miss you again. And I cannot wait to hear from you. Until next time, stay creative.